Okay, I am live. My background looks a little black in the background, but hello, I am live. It's the queen of credit. So let's talk, let's have these discussions about big layoffs. Many due to the credit crisis. Well, not many, but some, right? Some due to the credit crisis. But as you're coming in, this is the 5 minutes of fame. What I want you to do, you can just say hello, right? Or you can just drop your city and state, right? So come in. Good evening. We got Courtney Holmes, the first in. Let me expand this out. 5 minutes of fame clock so I can keep on task and keep my time going. We got Courtney in. Good evening, Courtney. Glad to have you on my Facebook friend. Let me cut this volume down. All right, it's better. Glad to have Courtney in. So again, if you're new to my channel, I'm new to the live stream or podcast, whatever you want to call it. I'm known in the credit and cash flow world as the queen of credit because I help people repair their credit, restore it, and then eventually revision it. What do I mean by revision? Means instead of you paying the bank's interest, right, with your credits and getting loans to take vacations, to buy vehicles, to buy a personal house or home with, you begin to flip your credit and it starts to pay you interest, right? So you flip the script, you go from purchasing liabilities to assets so that you can get residual and passive income streams and real assets. So we have San Antonio, Texas. Hello, San Antonio, Jose. Newark, New Jersey. Mr. Will Reynolds is in. Peace and love to you too, King. It's in the house. I just read an article about unemployment in different states, right? About unemployment in different states. Um, but I don't think I want to go over that tonight. But I do see the different states and cities in Haven, Connecticut. Hello, hello, hello. Also, make sure that you all hit that thumbs up for me. And especially if you are joining me live on YouTube, take time to hit the thumbs up to let people know that I am live and they can be informed. So we got Heath, Gigi. Hello, Gigi from Heath, Texas in the house. As we have 2 minutes and counting. Heath, Texas. Kings Tree, South Carolina. Thanks for tuning in. Kings Tree, South Carolina. JB is dropping in. JB says hello. Hello to you, JB. Hello to you as well. I want you all to know that within the next coming weeks and months, credit is going to be booming, right? Credit is going to be booming, meaning that I'm sure I'm going to be overwhelmed. So much going on with credit scores dropping drastically during these economic uncertainties. As I take a piece of my baked chicken that I haven't eaten. Life Media Pro, hello to you. Life Media Pro. Let's join as we have approximately 80 seconds and counting. For the 5 minutes of fame. So come in, say hello. Whether you're watching on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube, right? If you're watching this on the replay and you want to skip ahead, let's skip ahead, right? Past the 5 minute mark. We don't want to see the colorful timer clock in the background and listening to me tell everyone hello. Queen Things, hello from Michigan. Hello from Michigan. It's in the credit and cash flow, the Queen's credit and cash flow room, right? This is Chess and not checkers, as we have 30 seconds approaching. Right? Hello, Queen Things from Michigan. Heard a lot of things about Michigan, opportunities as far as rental, um, wholesale properties, right? Rental properties for those interested. Hearing that Michigan has some big opportunities. We also have Carla coming in as we have 10 seconds. Carla from Michigan, right? And we have STL. So we got 3, 2, time is up. Time has expired. So it's that St. Louis. Anthony, he was the last one in from the STL in the house. So let's go ahead and get into the topic. I just didn't really know if I was going to go live today or tonight rather, and didn't see a lot of topics that I really want to discuss. And as I was making one more readings of my news on the Wall Street Journal, et cetera, I came across this article. And so again, don't know if you could hear me because of the background music, but credit repair will be one of the booming businesses, right? I'm expecting to be overwhelmed. I look forward to having a real relaxed, laid back Labor Day weekend, but I'm already mentally preparing for the expected, right? Or the expected of what's coming ahead in the credit world or industry, right? In the upcoming weeks and months ahead, even going into 2021. So just want you all to know there may be some people who's informing me that they are sending emails and etc. But I have people that really jump on the credit analysis and really jump on the payments to start the processing of repairing their credit, right? I help bad credit go from bad to good and from good to great, right? And so I have to take care of those paying clients first. So if you did send an email to me, it may be at the end of the week because people are jumping on their need to restore their credits in these uncertain times in the event that their income has a temporary hit, right, or bump in the road, and or they may have to relocate and find other housing opportunities, right? So right into the question, Georgia Land said, did FICO 10 ever come out? Yes, the very first phase of FICO 10 actually hit in July. It's called the, oh my God, I can't think. I can't think. You hit me with unexpected. But it's when they have to verify your income in order for you to get approval. Credit. Let me see if I can Google. It's supposed with an R. Was it mentally ready? It's the something score. I can't think of it. I don't know if it's a resilience score. Yes, that's what it is. Your resilience score. That came out, and it's in phases, right? Um, it's in phases, and this was the first phase of the FICO 10. So, will it affect you? Let me see if I can pull out an article real quick on that topic. Okay, I found it. So this was actually end of August. Beginning in July, approximately around the same time that I did inform you all, right, that this would happen. So the very first phase, as some more people are coming. Thank you. He was on top of it. I just saw the comment. Thank you. All right. Resilience score. Georgia said, I just got a truck, but I don't my score to go down because I want to refinance in a few months. Well, you don't want your score to go down. I don't know how long ago did you get your truck, because that debt is also recalculated, right? It's also recalculated. And so, meaning that debt, which is different types of accounts or debts that report to credit scores, right? And so you have installment debts, revolving debt, right? Installment debts will be like your vehicle debt, and it should already, Georgia's land, be calculated in your FICO score, right? That debt that you took on to purchase that vehicle. Okay, so if it's just 3 weeks ago, if you have an account with Experian, it's free. You definitely want Experian, and you definitely want Credit Karma as well, because Credit Karma does update every 7 days, and sometimes it'll take up to 4 to 5 weeks before your new accounts actually hit and calculate your credit score. But you will see the underlying effect of FICO 10, because it will show, right? It will show that that debt ratio will have a bigger effect than what it would in the past, right? So FICO 10 is in the algorithm right now. It's just not a lot of banks have officially adopted it yet. They're still using the FICO 8 and FICO 9 for credit cards, right? Approval, and FICO 8 mostly for vehicle loans. Okay. Queen T is for TYE, since I'm your new business partner. I think you should know that, because Queen T for Ty. Is it Ty? Because your new business partner, because I know it's hard to pronounce the rest of my name. Okay, so am I saying Ty correctly? Ty. So Queen asks, is it Ty? I think I got it right. Queen things asks, so do you repair other people's credit, or do you show people how to repair the credit? Either way is good. I don't show people like my letters or affidavits, but we work. They have to get notarized documents and the affidavits notarized in the process. So I custom make them to challenge on their behalf. But you have it's not a done for you. It's not a do it yourself. It's a done with you service, right? So you and I, we work together. I customize the affidavits, you notarize, and I inform you when your information is mailed, let you know the steps to take, and have videos to help clients know how to check and monitor their credit reports after that work is done, right? Star J says FICO 10 is here. Capital One closed one of my friends' account out of nowhere. Star J, that's not because of FICO 10, right? There's a lot of things that's what was going on with Capital One. There were a lot of things going on with Capital One. And one of the things that were going on, Capital One already had banking issues, right? Capital One already had banking issues. Many of their banks, branch and locations had already were closing down. That's number one. So they already had banking issue. And okay, this is asking a question. Let's see what the profile pic says. Yeah, it says happy people ain't hating. That's true. And so that's number one. They had banking issues. A lot of Capital One locations had closed down, right? I never liked Capital One as a, you're right, Jesus, as a credit card, to have a credit card as an investor. Capital One is also one of those credit cards that if you have a business credit card, that it reports on your personal credit report. So I never liked Capital One. Capital One is catered or was catered or is catering to really with people that have low credit scores, right? When I say low, usually 620 or lower. And a lot of times people would start with Capital One, not subprime, but Capital One would be to subprime market type people, right? Um, with lower credit scores, right? 620 or maybe 650 and under, right? And a lot of people that had no established credit or bad credit could get secured, unsecured loans, right? Or secured credit cards, I'm sorry, or unsecured credit cards with Capital One. Secured credit cards are credit cards in which you have to put a cash deposit down and you will often receive that amount approval to use on a credit card. So it's really just like a glorified debit card, but it would help build your credit profile. Now, and it reports to your three credit agencies, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Now, the reason why I really don't like secured credit cards is because they often have very low limits, and then it's harder for people or makes it more difficult for people to get approved for higher limit credit cards, 5,000, 10,000, and above. So what I do recommend is that people just get you a $5,000 primary trade line if you have a very thin credit file or you're trying to rebuild credit or establish credit or rebuild bad credit, right? So get the two primary trade lines that I recommend. I put the link here. Starting at $5,000, keep those for approximately 3 months, and then apply for a major credit card versus taking the secured credit card route, right? So, and these are the two links that I recommend for that I will put in to get your 5,000 out of limit. And as I say, hello to Long Beach, California. Hello. I heard about the wild fires in California over a revealing gender revealing party, right? Was it over 7,000 acres? I thought that was like, wow. So that's my website. So that's one of the links. And let me put the other link in there. Add this in to, if you're trying to establish or rebuild credit, keep these. And then when you go to apply for a major credit card, right? A major credit card, then more than likely it will mirror $5,000 limit, so it doesn't take you a long time to get approved for those higher limit credit cards, right? Because if you start off at $200 or $300 or $500 or even $1,000, it will take you a higher time to get approved for the higher limit credit card. So Ty, you are correct. Capital One has been restructuring since last year. So those are the two links. You know what? I do not accept identity. I used to, and then I moved to smart credit. But I just saw something. I think I need to change the title of this video because you all are taking me on a credit route. I think it's too late now to change it. But I probably change it once I upload. I just saw something. I'm like, you know what? I may go back to identity IQ because I saw something that they had the FICO score, a true FICO score. So I do want you all to know that the FICO 10 does focus more on personal loans. So when you get personal loans and or installment loans or vehicle loans, right? then the FICO 10 will focus more on that as well. But I think Identity IQ was just using FICO or the Vantage, right? Type score. But I just saw an article and I can't pull it up. But once I find it, then I share that with you. So yes, I can do it with Identity IQ. You can just go to my website, fixmycreditandcash.com. It's scrolling at the bottom, and go to credit analysis. And once you submit payment, but the only thing about Identity IQ now, you have to know how to email that to me in HTML format, right? So if you invest in your credit analysis and you do not know how to email that to me in HTML format, I think I still have a video, and you can just ask me to send you the video, and it can explain how to do that. It would definitely explain how to do that. Okay, that's great. So go to fixmycreditandcash.com. It's strolling. And hello, everyone that's coming in. One of the links doesn't work. Is it the first one or the second one, Zeus? Because the links simply say www.bit.ly/5000 trade line. And then the second link, the only difference is the second link has 5000K trade line, right? So everything is www.bit.ly/ is either going to be 5000K trade line. Then the other link is 5000 trade line. So they'll give you $10,000 of revolving credit reporting to all 3 credit agencies, right? And it also helps to offset your debt percentage, right? So let's say, for example, you did get a vehicle or a personal loan. Now you have $10,000 of revolving credit reporting, which makes your overall credit usage lower, right? Your overall credit usage lower, right? So you're welcome. So let's get into this second topic. The bank's layoff due to well, thank you for sending me that digital love. I appreciate it. From Cedar Hill, Texas. Okay, let's review this. I always appreciate that digital love. So banks eyes layoffs, short-term crisis, and long-term costs emerge. At the height of the pandemic, right, the heads of U.S. banks, including J.P. Morgan and Stanley, you know that's the biggest asset holding bank in the United States, Bank of America, and others pledged not to cut any jobs in 2020 because it was the wrong thing to do. However, as executives prepare for an extended recession, listen to these people. The banks are preparing for extended recessions. Are you? That's the question. And loan losses that will come from it. Layoffs are now back on the table, said consultants, industry insiders, and compensation analysis. Compared with April projections, bank economists and executives expect the U.S. economy to take longer to recover. With high unemployment into 2021 and interest rates staying near zero for the foreseeable future. So this means that banks cannot be more profitable, right? Cannot be more profitable with you paying interest rates, right? Yes, Zeus. Yeah, New Coast and My Jewelers Club, right? So, and I'll look at that. Um, on top of that, working from home has shown some managers, and that's what Ty mentioned. He's in the home-based business. He's my business partner. I tell people, if your company business is shifting to working from home, then go ahead and incorporate the home-based business and get more than one income stream coming in, right? You're working from home anyway. And if you're still receiving a paycheck from working from home, you need to get more money out of your paycheck. Give yourself a pay raise out of the home-based business. And now that you are working from home, people, now that you're working from home for your main job or company, once you add the home-based business to it, when your utility bills increases, or maybe your children are at home, remote learning, virtual learning from school, the utility bill, the lights, water, gas is going to increase, right? The kids in the house 24/7, maybe you need to have those as tax deductions, right? Again, cash flow is currency. What is currency? Currency is a flow like water, right? Currency can flow downstream, right? Flow upstream. So you need to make sure that you have cash flowing to you in multiple ways. What I mean by that, to make it simple and to make it plain, is that cash flow should not just be money flowing to you, right? It's the money that flows away from you coming back to you as well. And this is what a home-based business does. So you get percentage of your square footage of your resident. Resident means apartment, condo, or home, right? A house, to write off as a tax deduction. You reside in it anyway, so why not get some money back from it? Percentage of utilities bill, internet, cell phone bills, mileage, hiring your children if they are working from home for their schools. They need to help you work with the home-based business too. $12,400 back if you have children, right? And so this is what more big banks and corporations, this is where they're headed to, because the overhead, right, lease overhead is more cost efficient for them. So it says there's no question, right? Layoffs will come across the board for all banks. All banks. And I also told you all, watch for a digital dollar transfer coming in 2021, right? Banks have to cut costs. This is the big point I wanted to bring out as well, because of expected credit issues, as well as low interest rate and regulatory pressure to trim dividends. Banks' staff could shrink by average of 5 to 10%, mainly at mid and lower levels in technology, right? Technology department, human resources, and finance department. And so the credit issues are coming, people. The credit issues are coming. Credit repair businesses will be booming, as well as myself. And so there are a lot of people that ask me, Queen, did you receive my message? Let me make this adjustment. Did you get my email, etc., etc.? I probably did. However, people are paying for consultants and to get started repairing their credit, and I have to take care of those first. And you might have sent the email 3 days ago, but somebody may pay today. So paid clients gets the attention, right? Those who take action, right? So Jesus says cash flow is your expense, so you spend less time swimming. Exactly. Spend less time swimming upstream. Great point, Jesus. Hello, Donald, another one of my business partners. But do you think people in business are going to take a hit by November? United States is 26. Oh, you all have me going off topic but on topic. Do you all want to learn a lesson about the United States debt from the U.S. debt clock? Right. And let me look at the other layoffs. If I get 10 years, I'll show you. In reference to that point, that Madden champ, right? My Madden champ just made.
My goal for Robinhood is really to learn.
As I pull up this
So
second
many things that you can learn about. They opened the door to the stock
article
trading world for me.
of layoffs, not to be doom and gloom, people, but to just to keep to so you can stay woke, right? To keep you aware, so that you say that you can't say that you was caught off guard, that you didn't have time to prepare, right? RTD, 600 plus layoffs to balance the budget. There is a 166 million gap in the transportation, right? We just talked about the airlines layoffs last week. 166 million gap in the transportation budget. This is today's article, September the 8th, that was just released. So we have Denver Regional Transportation RTD staff suggest cutting 25 to 30% of budgeted positions, who will work out to about 635 employees losing their jobs, according to an internal memo that was sent out or released today. So those are another layoffs. Ford Motor Company also announced layoffs today as well. And did you all know that the mayor of New York was announcing that 22,000 New Yorkers, city workers, employees, municipal employees, would possibly be laid off, but we can share that information with you as well. But they're hoping that that's not the case. Yeah, Jesus says good money, right? We're talking about that good money. That home-based business, when you get cash flow for the money that you're spending out, is good money. Did you all want to look at the U.S. national debt? I have to show you something that you'd be very interested in. I looked at silver, had it at 48. Was it 4,800? Silver was at 4,800. U.S. debt clock, gold was at 31,000. I think I looked at it yesterday. Yes, home-based business is that good money. If you are on my regular live streams, you'll get the concept behind us saying good. I did a live stream on Black Dollars Matter, and one of the comments was good money. Why do people go to college and earn good money, still have thousands of dollars in student loan debt? So Ford employees' buyouts are coming, right? To aim to cut white collar workforce by roughly 1,400. Ford Motor told employees Wednesday it plans to trim its white collar workforce with buyouts for some salary workers, right? According to the internal memo, the company is hoping to voluntarily, meaning buyouts, they voluntary people, 1,400. Those who won't accept the buyout, because buyouts could face potential layoffs, right? And so they're offering early retirement. And I also inform you all that a lot of Ford and GM, right, received federal funding to make ventilators, and that those federal funds have depleted, right? It's cut out. And so Ford and GM now are talking layoffs. I also discussed last week about Coca-Cola laying off up to 4,000 workers, right? Also, an article by Forbes suggesting that furloughs, right? That furloughs and layoffs will become permanent losses. This was released September the 1st, right? Permanent losses. Got one yes, I got two. Let's see it. Come on with the queen. I don't have people coming though. I hate to give people knowledge they don't ask for. I like to give people knowledge that thirst as the Bible said, you gotta hunger and thirst for righteousness, right? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So it goes on to say it's troubling to notice that 6 months into this pandemic, major corporations are continuing to lay off employees, and temporary furloughs are turning to permanent job losses. Um, this is a worrisome sign that companies are concerned about the future and feel the need to reduce staff. This frightening trend will increase once restrictions are lifted. Um, and our companies that receive stimulus money from the government with provisions. And you all also read an article today stating that there will be no stimulus check, right? No stimulus checks. So I think that's all the news I want to share. I do have more layoffs I could share with you. Let's do this real quick. Hawaiian Airlines. We talked about American Airlines and Delta last week. So we have Hawaiian Airlines, and then I'll pull up the US debt clock. I have another yes. Trade line, credit card. Okay, I answered it. Do you have to have a high credit score to get approved for a trade line credit card? When you ask trade line, are you referring to the two trade line cards? No, that the links that I shared earlier. No, you do not have to have a high credit score to get approved for those cards. You're usually instantaneously approved, right? The only repercussions or the cons of it is that a lot of, or some people sometimes, when it comes to, I think my Jewelers Club, they just started on a hard pull for your credit report, right? It used to be a soft pull, which means it didn't show on your credit report. But they started on hard pulls, and some people will do inquiry disputes the incorrect way, right? To get an inquiry removed, and stating that they did not approve the company or give the company permissible purpose to pull their credit, and therefore the company will close the account. And if it was a non-payment, it would be a charge off. So a lot of positive that people would do things to make it into a negative. So that's why when you get into inquiry removal, be very sure of who you're working with, right? People that are saying they got inquiries deleted in 24 to 48 hours, I would be very leery of that, very cautious of that. Get it done the correct way where it does not damage your credit. And I'm not for online disputing for inquiry removals, right? Because if you do it via mail, it only takes about 15 days anyway. So just do it the correct way where accounts and trade lines are not risky being closed, because closed accounts, right, will lower your credit score. All right. You're welcome, huh? So yes, that will lower your credit scores, closed accounts. And that's why when people pay off a vehicle loan, right, they free up cash flow, but it may take a small dip in their credit report. But it doesn't matter to me, right? You pay off your vehicle, you got more cash flow, right? That's $300, $500, $600, $700 that's not leaving your pocket for a payment on a vehicle. So Hawaiian Air announces hundreds of new layoffs as this pandemic outlook worsens. Um, the president of Hawaiian Airlines announced another round of painful, right, layoffs Monday. The latest sign of the pandemic continues to enact an extraordinary financial toll on this is Hawaii's largest air carrier, right? So the CEO, Peter Ingram, said that 816 flight attendants, and 173 pilots, wow, had either been laid off or taken some form of buyout or voluntary exit package. So let me repeat those numbers again because I stumbled over them. 816 flight attendants. This is Hawaii's largest airlines, right? Honolulu, and 173 pilots. Pilots, that's a very lucrative job. And then also, did you all know that more suicides and homicides are increasing because there are a lot of people who do not know what to do without a job, right? They don't know. They can't. They have nothing outside of their jobs, but their jobs. So if you are a person that needs something to do, right, I would highly suggest you start a home-based business. And this is coming out of New York, that it's postponed, right? It postponing layoffs for 22,000 workers. So postpone the job cuts to allow more time to find alternative cost saving measures. So this is just a postponement. New York City will delay sending layoff notifications, wow, to 22,000 government people, government workers. Nobody's excluded in this. After union leaders urged the mayor, Bill de Blasio, to postpone the job cuts to allow more time to find alternatives. Workers, this is why I say October will be a scary month. Workers across the city, agencies were expected to be notified Monday if they will be laid off. By October 1st, the layoffs are considered a last resort by the city which faces a financial crisis due to this pandemic, right? So, wow, let me get to these credit questions. Is a closed account automatically negative or is it normal? I have a closed account for 10 years with perfect credit history. It sometimes is in your control and sometimes it's not, right? Sometimes if you pay off a vehicle before time, then hey, that's a closed, because looks at it as a closed account, right? Because 35% of your credit score is based upon credit history. However, this is what I tell people: don't voluntarily cut up your credit cards and close the accounts, because a lot of people, or some people, credit limits were getting lower because of inactivity on credit cards, right? And if you're a person like me who have a lot of credit cards or credit investors, it can be hard to recycle and reuse those credit cards. So I find little things that I will use or purchase anyway. And once a month, right, I try to use those cards to keep them active, up to date, so my limits won't be closed. My limits won't be lowered and the card account will not be closed, right? So, because this is how this works, your credit history, payment history, although you can have 10 years of perfect credit history, the only thing that goes into Fico's calculation is the most recent 2 years, right? The most recent 2 years. And so if those accounts are closed and within 2-year period, all of that past history is not after 2 years being calculated in and in. Hello, from Mississippi, Carissa. I sent you an email today. Your affidavits got put in the USPS and it's on its way to help you get better credit. So let me know if you received that email. This is the last one. This is old, but I did share this on my last live stream. And Carissa, thanks for the digital love. That Coke offer buys to 4,000 workers. This was at the end of August, right? So, people, you have to do something. I have an opportunity for you, right? And I just inform you that credit repair will be booming. And it also assists people with credit enhancement and repair as well, right? Just on a monthly basis. I do it more aggressively, right? We get it all in at one time so we can try to get results in 30 to 90 days. This one I said super chat every month. Yes, Zeus, he does this in a super chat every month to keep at least one of my cards active. All my cards good, no credit slashing. Right, no credit slashing, because what happens is people want to cut up the credit cards and not use them. And people, if you get these good cashback reward cards, you need them because food prices are increasing. Um, let me see, was it Idaho or Iowa? Let me see, can I check that? So much farmland. Was it due to an earthquake on ground? Let me make sure I had it right. Or was it Iowa? Tornado. Let's see. Okay, this was in April. Idaho had 2 tornadoes warning, but I thought it was on ground storm. I'm not sure, but a lot of farming agriculture. What was it? Iowa? This was in August 12th. Tornado, Iowa, March 28th. However, a lot of farmland, so this is going to affect. Wow, I get back on and Jesus testimonial. Thank you, Carissa. Thank you all so much for the $24.99. Thank you, Queen from Mississippi, for the $24.99 super chat. Gigi says you're hungry. Okay, yes, you all hit that like button for me. We got 90 people live, and I don't know how many likes, but if you can, thank you so much, Midnight Cobra. Love your spirit. Thank you for the good work. Thank you all. Yes, thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Herman says, hello, Queen. I did a credit analysis with you. Herman Revish, I will look at that tomorrow. And you already did the credit analysis, right? Herman is saying he's already did the credit analysis. And okay, I'll look at that tomorrow. Let me see if I even have. So, Herman, are you waiting for me to give you a response, or did I give you a response and you had some questions? And then I'll look at that tomorrow when I log in, first thing in the morning. So appreciate that, Queen, again, and Midnight Cobra. So since you all paid the cost for the class, let's get right into this US debt cloud. I'm going to share some good information with you all. So thank everyone that gave the super chat, that gave me some incentives to teach this. Okay, so you see, I love doing this because, I'm a teacher and a coach in the public schools. So I love teaching. I love teaching about money, though, and credit and basketball. Those are my 3 things. So you see the U.S. national debt cloud. We're at 26 trillion. I can't even say all of that. Now, this is what I want you all to pay attention to, close attention to. The debt per citizen, right? That's citizens of the United States. The debt per citizen. So this is saying, but then I want you to look at this. This is the debt per citizen hold and the debt per taxpayer, right? 214,844. So if you are a taxpayer, which means you have a job, employee, I told you all that you are in the highest quadrant of the cash flow quadrant, right? and you are paying the highest amount of taxes. Let me zoom out of this real quick. So here we are, debt per taxpayer. You have a job, 90% of people are in this quadrant. So if you have a job, you're paying 90% of tax. 90% of people are paying 30 to 40% of taxes. If you are LLC, independent contractor, specialist, doctor, lawyer, sole proprietor, and Robert Kiyosaki also says stupid, you're paying even higher, 40% of taxes, which means if for every dollar that you earn, you're bringing or you're pocketing approximately 50 cents on the dollar, 60 to 50% on the dollar, right? So the citizens, right, people that's on the other side of the quadrant who have a business or a home-based business or investors, tax debt to who are you all in debt to, right? You're in debt right here, U.S. corporation, 26 trillion, right? Gotta pay that back. And that's where taxes are going to increase. That's where prices are going to increase. And this is why you need cashback reward credit cards and a home-based business and good credit, right? So then, let me scroll over to the dollar to R ratio. So this shows per oil took a dip today, and now it's $104.45 printed out per barrel of oil, right? So we're at the dollar to oil ratio. And can anyone answer this question, right? Anyone answer this question? Why is it showing the dollar to oil ratio in 1913? Why is it showing the dollar to silver ratio for the dates of 1913? Right? 1913 here. Dollar to oil, that means it was $2.04 to every barrel. These are your commodities, right? They also have on this debt clock, look at this, U.S. income taxpayer. See, the rich and wealthy don't do this, right? 124,421,308, right? Rich and wealthy are not in this. That's why it's such a low percentage of rich and wealthy people in this country, right? Look at this median income of $34,000, $34,363. And in 2000, 20 years ago, it was $30,805. So the pay raises that people are getting are not outpacing or beating inflation. But look at this. So the median income only increased approximately $4,000. Inflation, or the increases of pricing, and increases on the account of, or on the average of 3% a year. Look at the housing. A medium new home now in 2020 is $3,222,433. 20 years ago, people, the median price for a home was only $166,522. Real estate has increased overpriced. Look at this. Your manufacturing jobs. I told you all got to shift out of manufacturing. All these layoffs are going to be lower. It's now 12,100. I said 12,134,900. But in 2000, it was 17,159,746. So approximately 5,000 jobs in manufacturing, 20 years are gone. And this is not even, waiting until October here. So I asked a question before I read that part of the clock. Why is it showing the dollar to oil ratio, the dollar to silver ratio, and the dollar to gold ratio now and in the date of 1913? Right, let me see if I have answers as I'm back on the screen. No one's answered the question. William says, okay, William, I'll write your name down, look at that in the morning. William, we'll look at that in the morning. Anyone want to take a jab at why they're showing the date 1913? See, this is the stuff they don't teach you in school, right? You don't learn in schools. All right, so I answered the question. 1913 is the date or the year that the IRS was formed, the Federal Reserve, right? The Federal Reserve Bank. So now you see the dollar to silver ratio is at 4. Listen, people, the last time I did a video on this, the dollar to silver ratio, which was this year, was at $1,900, I think. 1,900. It is almost double, well, yeah, $4,086 per ounce. So that means 4,000 of printed currency for every ounce of silver. Can't find my necklace. Can't find my. Oh, it's way back here. My crown. Dollars has been printed against every ounce of silver. That's why I highly recommend you all go to my website, fixmycreditandcash.com. Scroll all the way down on the homepage and order that silver stacking report. I talked about JP Morgan, the biggest asset holding bank in the United States, right? In 2011, JP Morgan began hoarding, and that's why they're called, known as the biggest asset holding bank, began hoarding 350 million, right? 350 million ounces of silver. Silver is still available at $30 an ounce right now, I think. In 1913, it was only $2.64 of silver, or dollars or cash printed per ounce of silver. I think when I did gold, it was 18,000? Now gold, $31,054 are printed to the ratio per ounce of gold. In 1913, it's $29. See, these are your assets, right? If you have, and that's why I always say convert your cash into assets. If you can withhold and have enough money in the event that your job is unfortunately one of the ones in the layoffs. The dollar to crypto. So crypto, you know, that was just created in 2013, right? Look at the U.S. millionaires, 18,000. These people are not the ones paying taxes, right? These people are not the ones paying taxes, right? Not the ones paying taxes. I'm sorry, 18 million, I'm sorry. 18,229,806. You have 35 million people that they're reporting that's living in poverty. I think the dollar to crypto ratio was 69, right? So actually, the lower this goes, the better for the crypto. It's at 49 right now. So that's just a lesson, a credit class on how to read and analyze that U.S. debt clock. Now, we are, Jesus, you are absolutely correct. I know people say that the IRS and the feds can print unlimited cash because the dollar was removed off the gold standard in 1971 by President Nixon, right? And now they can print unlimited cash. That's true, but gold and silver always have to be used to reset the accounting system. And that's why that USD client has to report that. And so people, Jesus and everybody watching this live on the replay, that means that a currency has only last, right, on average. A currency has only last on average about approximately 50 years. A currency has ever last. Zimbabwe currency, just they was printing $1,000, bills, and it crashed, right? So in 1971, President Nixon removed the dollar from the gold standard, meaning that the paper currency that was printed were gold certificates to retrieve real gold and silver, right? They were not gold. They were not debt notes, right? It says, in gold coin payable to the bearer of this demand. And you see the little symbol here that says gold certificates, right? It's not true. Gold certificate. So cash were called certificates to retrieve gold and silver. It was not, now the cash printed, it says debt notes. You can see here, $1 silver, right? $1 silver. So it was, you see the silver certificate up top, right? Did not have, if you look at your dollars today, it says this note is a legal tender for all debt, right? Is a legal tender for all debt. So hello, Martin from the 313. Glad you came in. It's better late than never, right? Better late than never. Now, the last time I looked at Bitcoin, it hurt my heart. Took a drop back to 10,000 over the Labor Day weekend. It's still at, it's negative 3%. It's still at $10,007.28 as of right now. But I still have faith in Bitcoin, right? I still believe that its plummet isn't our doom and gloom. I believe we're going digitalized. But this week was one of the worst declines since May for Bitcoin, right? It has held about a $12,000 average. And it broke that earlier this week, the $12,000 threshold. However, it is at 10,000 at this time. However, I don't believe that this decline is doom and gloom. I think Bitcoin is like gold. I think it's the digital gold. And I think Ethereum is the digital silver, right? So I still expect this to come out like gold and like silver. Because of the halving that occurred, that means I think 21 million Bitcoin is mined, which means production is cost, and every production was slashed, right? And everything is about supply and demand. Everything is about supply and demand, meaning that the less you have, that's why I'm trying to fix my shirt. Gold and silver, it's kind of hard to do on this thing because you don't ever know the camera angle. The least you have, the more value, right? So the least you have, the more valuable. So you all are correct. But let me share the website, and I'm signing off. But those are the layoffs, people. That's what's going on in this economy. You have to save yourself, right? You have to save yourself. It's time now to get more cash flow. You do know taxes are going to increase. Food shortages are coming as well, food prices. This is the silver stacking report that I was referring to. If you just have cash sitting in the banks idle and you want to invest in this for $35, 10 physical silver coins, silver is expected to reach high demands, and also some mining stocks, right? If you want to do it the stock way and not the physical way. I like the physical way better, right? But, do it your way. So this is credit help and your custom credit analysis. 125 investment. What does it include? It includes a customized plan of action and detailed report of what it would take to improve and restore your credit, as well as a custom outlook and quote for you if you want to continue working with me. And that 125 investment would be applied to the credit services if you could want to enroll and get started on that. So I think I answered all of your questions. Oh, I want to look at another. I think they said Citibank. Hi, Queen. I believe you buy precious metals. I'm preparing to buy stocks. Wasn't sure about the difference. I prefer the physical metal. I think they will outperform stocks. What I love most about the physical gold and silver, not because it is real money, right? Cash and money is different. It is real money. It's in the Constitution, it's real money. That's why it's always used to reset the currency system of cash, meaning that United States will go bankrupt, right? We go bankrupt, we have to redo the accounting system. And who better to bankrupt the United States than the king of bankruptcy, our president, Donald Trump, right? So let's just print out the money. Let's just run it up trillions and trillions, right? But gold and silver has to be used to reset the accounting system for 2021. Once that happens, and also, did you all know that China is looking to dump the US dollars and dumping the dollars? It's not official yet, but they own 1.3 trillion, right, of US dollars. This is it's no secret. Now, many people say China is the United States' largest debt holder. I argue that if you are a citizen with a job, you are the United States' largest debt holder because you work for cash, right? And you don't convert your paycheck into passive income, or you don't move to the other side of the bracket so that you are taxed differently. However, China is the second largest debt holder, right? So all of this is going to take into account into play of the resetting of the currency system. Oh, wow, another Cash App. I love gold. Thank you, Queen, so much for that Cash App. And everyone that gives Cash App, right? Everyone that donates to the channel, just know that I pray over you. I pray that it comes back to you 10 times the amount that it was sold, speedily, quickly, and expeditiously. Somebody told me that expeditiously was not a word. I'm like, yes, it is. Effectively, right, and efficiently come back to you 10 times than what you sold. That's my prayer over your life. Amora Brown, thank you so much. Because I believe in sowing, just like farmers and agriculture. Right, in Mississippi, northern part of Mississippi, we have what we call the black belt, right? And the black soil, right? The black soil. And this black soil in the northern part of Mississippi is known to be so fertile, right? That you plant in that black soil and you get the best crop and the best agriculture produced from that soil. And that's my prayer for you, that I continue to be good soil for you to plant in. That Elyon, you have different names for God. The God that provides will bring that back to you, and you'll get it back in an increase of the amount that it was sold and given. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you sowing and blessing the channel. So, right, Trina, you're saying the write-offs is so important to hide your children, right, in the home-based business. And sometimes people think that you need to start an LLC to make business income. That's not true. You have to know the strategies. You have to play chess and not checkers, right? The name of the game is to keep first more of the money that you're making, and then to earn residual income. I'm always saying that leverage income is better than labored income. And people, you need a business, right, that's meeting the needs of people today. And this business cover all 4 aspects of people's financial life, their cash flow, right, residual income, income from home where they're safe. We don't know if the nation or states will be closed down, right? If this health pandemic continues at the pace that it's going. And yes, Dr. Lynn Richardson, she is the queen of the home-based business. You all definitely need to subscribe to her on YouTube and follow her on Instagram as well. And so it's the way to go. It takes care of your second financial challenge that you have, which is your credit, right? Your third financial challenge is getting out of bad debt, right? I believe there is good debt and bad debt. Good debt is anything that put money into your pocket. Bad debt is anything that takes money out of your pockets, right? So get you out of bad debt, get you into good debt. And then the fourth challenge, if you want to invest, right? If you want to invest, it's land only through this home-based business in California. Can't think of the name. Hazushka might have to help me out. No, it starts with an A, so can't think of the name right now. Antelope, California. Warren Buffett invested in it. NASA will be there. The Olympics will be held there. And the project of growth, right? So, go to my website, home-based business, get more information, right? Pothead, gotta love that name, right? Says love Bitcoin. Yes, I've heard that. They've been cutting unemployment checks. Mississippians right now are still waiting. We got approved, or they got approved. I'm in Mississippi, but many were approved, I said that way, through FEMA. And the governor is now saying, well, wait, we may cut those unemployment checks because there are jobs that's hiring and people are not applying for jobs, right? Whoa. Got approved for the 300 unemployment through FEMA, but the governor is saying that people are not looking for jobs, and therefore they might cut or hold back that approval of the $300 because it gives people incentives not to go out and look for jobs and work. Even with all this, what I just shared with you all, showing the layoffs, right? Showing the layoffs. So, and check, delays in payouts. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So this is the unbelievable. People have to save yourself, right? No government. Last article, who wins if China dumps our U.S. treasuries? All right, so we're already 26 trillion, already on the path to bankruptcy. This is September the 5th. China could gradually cut its holding to the U.S. treasuries by about 20% to U.S. 800 billion. 800 billion. The state-backed Global Times reported on Friday as Beijing continues to weigh options to insulate itself from tensions from Washington's China development. Said this week that China's holdings of the U.S. government securities, that means cash, they want, if the bilateral relationship devolves into a full-on confrontation. So, gradually decrease its holding of U.S. debt to about 800 billion to normal circumstances. And so that's why Bitcoin, crypto, gold, and silver is going to be big, right? If the second debt holder is dumping dollars, right? Because the dollars are depreciating, then it would be a smart choice if you have the savings to convert your cash into either crypto. It's not financial advice, it's financial education. Because I showed you all earlier that gold and silver is used to reset the accounting system, right? To reset the accounting system. And it looks like our accounting system is on track to be reset. Bitcoin is the people's money, right? Not controlled, I don't think fully, as much as the dollar is by the feds, but some control. Yes, I do believe crypto, because crypto and S&P, they're always seem to be dropping and raising together, right? I do think it's some control, but Bitcoin is more decentralized, which means you, the people, will have more control of. So people, get your credit up, get your coins up, right? Meaning silver and gold, get your crypto up, right? Doesn't have to just be Bitcoin. You have block chains, and you have smaller altcoins that will perform well as well, right? And definitely get your cash flow up through a home-based business. And you can find everything on my website, right? Is strolling at the bottom, fixmycreditandcash.com. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I think that subscribe button is right there, because I do pop-up live streams. I'm never scheduled, and you want to hit that bell notification so you can notify, so you can get live credit questions answered as we are entering a credit crisis as well, right? Because when your income fails, I want you to have the backup plan of credit and cash flow. So I'm signing out, but here's to your peace and prosperity, your credit and your cash flow, and your health, definitely your wealth. Queen of Credit out. Love you all. Have a great night.